Alright, people, it is shooter season again. Battlefield 6 is about to drop. We just wrapped up the Black Ops 7 beta. Arc Raiders is dropping at the end of the month for a different flavor, but that's a whole different conversation. Good games, good multiplayer games are coming around. They're coming back. Now, we got some Call of Duty gameplay going from the beta in the background here, but we're going to talk about shooters as a whole. How Call of Duty needed this from Battlefield, and hopefully they'll learn some lessons from it. And then also, we need that third pillar, AAA, paid experience with full multiplayer, full campaign, full co-op. That's not Battlefield and not Call of Duty. We used to have Halo, and yeah, it's still there, has more content than ever, but when nobody's playing it. We used to have Rainbow Six. Siege is one of the most played Rainbows ever, if not the most played, but as a completely bastardized, we've beat that dead horse over and over again. It's just not going to compete with these two. Now, on the flip side of that, Siege, at its core, and what it did for FPS has been ignored for the most part, and all of these other ones should absolutely embrace it. Down to even Battlefield, I love their destruction, I love everything they're doing with it, but the bullet penetration and the ways to blow buildings up and traverse the buildings and all that could even be improved more. Call of Duty completely feels static. It looks static. There's nothing going on in the maps at all. You can double bunny hop over stuff, and like it just feels archaic as far as even the new movement mechanics. Like, we had better movement mechanics back in the day than this. Why the hell have we gone backwards? Titanfall already did this and did it better. And then on the flip side, I no longer consider Call of Duty any type of like realistic game or a game that's going to give me realistic weapons. Modern Warfare 2, honestly, as much as people bitched about it, was the last high point for this series. We probably won't get anything better. But with Battlefield making the waves that it's making, we'll see what happens in the long run. The zombies and the co-op campaign and the end game and all that, I think we'll do a big, good push for Call of Duty. That is awesome. Battlefield is actually making a game for people that are into guns and into military stuff. And you can just see there is a huge, huge disproportionate audience that doesn't care about that anymore. We want that authenticity. We want, you can have your little bit of arcadiness. Battlefield always has had it, but it's grounded and it makes sense. It doesn't feel like I'm looking at nonsense the whole time that I'm playing the game. But this is absolutely a low point for Call of Duty again for me. I think Ghost is actually probably one of the worst ones ever made. Infinite Warfare was terrible as well. Advanced Warfare, for what it was, had some cool maps. The boost jumps and all that were cool, but that's my thing. Is like, we did it already. And boots on the ground, regular soldiers is the best version of Call of Duty anyway. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Y'all can have your skins and do all that kind of stuff, but we don't need health bars in the number one shooter in the world. That's ridiculous. It's become a complete crutch fest. The aim assist and all of that kind of stuff, and you're just grabbing your screen and moving it for you while you're playing, it just become crazy. And let alone them mixing together FPS games with console and computer. Just, it should have never happened. But anyway, Battlefield has its own arcadiness to it. I'm not saying that either one of these games are completely realistic or ever were. My point is, we used to have that third pillar. We used to have all of these really good FPS games checking each other. And then for consoles particularly, we've only had, a handful at all times, but it used to be Halo, Rainbow Six, Battlefield, and Call of Duty. And they were always fighting for each other, or with each other. Rainbow Six always had us for the realism, but now that's turned into pretty much propaganda and Then you have Call of Duty used to be, okay, you want a more arcade experience, 3 lanes, a little bit more brainless, but it at least looked good and looked military, looked realistic. You had real guns. And then you go to Battlefield. They've done a lot of weird stuff over the years. They really forgot how to make a good Battlefield game after they made the Star Wars games. But I really feel like with 6, they have come all the way back. 3 and 4 were the high point of the series. This feels like it's going to be absolutely what we want. But at the same time, there's still that hole in shooters that we need to fill. Like, and I'm not talking about free to play stuff. Free to play games feel free to play. There's very few that don't. Delta Force doesn't cut it. We don't need operators that we're trying to sell skins for. Like, we need the other side of that. Battlefield has started the trend again. And then we have Ready or Not showing people that we want tactical realism again. I'm hoping that some big AAA studio will look at all of this and try to get into the space. Don't necessarily think it'll happen, but we need it to. Everyone will be scared of the money, and then Grand Theft Auto is going to take a huge chunk of players away from everything of all genres, and we all know that, but clearly there's room for it. With Call of Duty bleeding players, Battlefield is on the right track to really make the biggest waves it's ever made. This can really be one of the first games for multiplayer to show off what the consoles can do that we're 5 or 6 years into now. But it just got me thinking. Like, COD, no matter what, it always feels decent enough to play. If you have a brain, you can get around a lot of the sweats. Now, some people, they're on Adderall, they're going full crazy, they got their paddles on the back of their controllers, and they're staring their forehead into the TV. They're locked in, you're not going to beat them, but you can't deny they do all their menus and all their settings right. That's always good. They definitely keep their variety of different types of maps and gameplay. I just feel like they have gotten way too casual. And then Battlefield is that middle point. We need to get all the way back over to the hardcore, realistic, have to stop when you shoot to make yourself be able to aim good. Get to the real fundamentals of how weapons work and tactics and all that. I feel like there's just room for that in shooters. Let me know what y'all think. Are y'all hype on Call of Duty? Are you liking Battlefield? What do you feel like is missing out of shooters? Or do you just feel like everything is pretty much fine and you'll just play the games that are 10 years old? Let me know.